ladies and gentlemen, to yet another round of this iRacing Porsche Cup here at NXTGP, where that third round is going to be driven at the World Center of Speed. So the American school, Daytona International Speedway, this 5.6 kilometer track is fabulous for its racing, for its slipstreaming, for its endurance racing, and now also virtually its Porsche Super Cup driving. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daan van Zutphen. I will be guiding you again through this one qualifying session and 2 times 20-minute race to see what the field will bring here today for a fabulous championship, and a championship that is far from over. But first, our qualifying. I'm going to be doing the broadcasting and the commentating myself once again, as we just saw Tijmen Elkhuizen parking his car on track with half a qualifying session to go. A qualifying session that is going to be oh so tight, because we're driving here at Daytona International Speedway. Like I said, there aren't many corners you can make a difference in here. It's going to be tight naturally because almost 60% is just complete flat out throttle. It's going to be interesting who's going to not only take pole position, but who's going to win the race, because normally when you say alright, pole position, I probably have the best chance to win a race, but that's not always true. Not at Daytona. If P1 manages to stay in a slipstream for the first lap, well then the story might be a whole lot different. But as of now, the German driver Felix Votter for Pole Promotion Esports, the number 26 Porsche Super Cup car, is leading the field in qualifying. The gap isn't less than 3/10 to Tijmen Elkhuizen, which is all you need to know about the competitiveness of the German we have right here. Nicky Schiffer, man who's very competitive, trying to set his lap, or a better lap, coming through turn 1. Already almost completing the lap. Nico Schiffer, as on the compos, goes a little bit quicker. 1.4 seconds off Felix Votter though. So a lot of time needs to be gained to compete with the German on top so far. Nico Schiffer coming in towards the Le Mans chicane. Very ironic that the Americans and the French have given each other names on track. Daytona in Le Mans, Le Mans in Daytona. Well, is it going to be a better lap for the teammate of Felix Votter? Coming across the line over that very long straight. It always takes a while for a driver. Coming across the line. And it isn't better. It isn't one lap at all. I think it must have been invalidated. But he can try again. A little bit wide there on the exit of turn 1. But all good so far. Hendrik Lichtenhagen the hero of last time around, only setting a lap good enough for P10. Coming into the second horseshoe, exiting it on throttle as Henry Palaneva goes just a little bit quicker than Nico Schiffer. Felix Walter still out on track. Last time around wasn't an improvement. 44.5. Henry Palaneva though currently driving in P3. Only 2 Dutch drivers on the grid today. Timon Alkhuizer, he is currently in P2, ready to perhaps set another lap on the course. And Sander Kamphuis in P6. Who's coming across the line then? Nico Schiffer once more. He needs to survive the front stretch, which is easily done. Coming across the line. It's yet another invalidated lap. It must have been for Nico Schiffer. Well, he has a few attempts left. Timon Alkhuizer. Can Dutchman improve? Coming across the line. Yes, he can. And perhaps that is enough for... Ooh, going a bit wide there actually. Now probably needing to back out. He gave Hendrik Lichtenhagen a good toe there, I think. Hendrik Lichtenhagen was just in range to receive a little bit of slipstream from the Dutchman. Hendrik Lichtenhagen now needing to do it without slipstream. He won the feature race in Sebring. Stood on the podium in the last round of Spa. Let's see what Hendrik Lichtenhagen can do. Thomas Kula improved. I'm actually trying to figure out what flag that is. Slovenia. Thomas Kula. Oh, Slovakia. Oh, so close. Yet so far away. Nico Schiffer. A lap this time. Yes, indeed. Going up to P2. And that's it for Nico Schiffer, 44.398. And so Nico Schiffer will highly likely start just behind his teammate. As the best qualifying for the German driver of this season so far. And he probably needed that for a little bit of a morale boost. It's going to be interesting to see if Thomas Kula can improve on this lap. His last lap was also his best, 44.58. I think he can still complete it. I'm not entirely sure. But this qualifying hasn't been entirely consistent. And the answer is no. So there it is. We have a racing grid. It will load in just a bit, and this is your grid for the very first round, for the very first race actually here at Daytona in the third round of this Porsche Cup Championship. Felix Walter will start from pole position and will lead the way, will lead the field to turn 1. Nico Schiffer will start in P2, followed by Alkhuizer, Palaneva, Lichtenhagen, Kula, Kamphuis. Niklas Werle will start from P8, followed by Metzler, followed by Thijs, Coati and Prien. We then have a few more actually, if my grid will work. Actually not. Well, actually, it's because we only have 12 drivers today. So entirely fair. Only 12 drivers on the grid, gold, silver and bronze drivers nonetheless. But who will win the already 5th race in this championship? Felix Votter will start on pole position on the inside. The 5 red lights are there, and when they're out, green. Who's going to lead the field in towards turn 1? A little bit of wheel spin for Nico Schiffer. That means that Thymen Elkhuysen can maybe get a position up at the start. And the answer to that question is yes, calling a little bit of a push of Nico Schiffer. And Nico Schiffer already passed the Dutchman. Oh, and there's contact and there's drama at the back of the field. Sander Kamphuizen already around. Henry Paroneva and Thomas Kula battling it out. And in train formation, they approach turn 5. But it's only going to be hectic when the slipstreaming will start, and that moment is actually right now. Hendrik Lichtenhagen at the back of Thomas Kula. Lichtenhagen, disappointing start, lost 1 position, wanting to get it back right from the get-go. Coming into the Le Mans chicane, surely not side by side this early in the race. It's a big risk, but Thomas Kula, he lifts, and thus Hendrik Lichtenhagen with, I think, just a little bit of slipstream indeed. So I think he will retain that position. Nico Schiffer and Felix Votter, two teammates, they will push each other along the way of the main straight. And Thymen Elkhuysen wants to do everything he can to get as close as possible. Hendrik Lichtenhagen and Thomas Kula not entangled into a fight in turn 1 this time around. With 18 minutes to go, you want to work together, because if you lose the slipstream, it might be all over for you to be in contention of any position, to be in contention of the lead. A lot of drivers can still win this, ladies and gentlemen. It's not 5/10 isn't massive here at Daytona. If everyone is in a long train of slipstream, everyone can win this. Probably from Thomas Kula, the slow driver from Slovakia, can still win it, even though he's in P6. Anything can happen at this wild Daytona International Speedway circuit. At the World Center of Racing. At least they self-proclaim it. What is the plan of Nico Schiffer? He hasn't won a race all season long. It's his teammate who got the fastest lap in every race of the season. Can it all change for Nico Schiffer this time around? Felix Votter is your man in the lead of the championship. 225 points to his name. Just only 10 points behind that is Samuel Suopanki. We will not see today. Now the fighting begins. Nico Schiffer defending against Thymen Elkhuysen, leaving the door shut, leaving nowhere to go for the Dutchman, as Henry Paroneva has lost the slipstream just about to the drivers ahead of him. Can the Finnish driver catch back up? It's already 8 tenths, so they're doing his best. They're doing their best. This little group to not get entangled in fights all too much. But it's going to be this group we need to focus on. The Dutchman Thymen Elkhuysen waiting patiently, oh so patiently, for perhaps a little mistake from either Votter or Schiffer to counter, to win a position. one Finnish driver to Poloneva, leading the silver category as well. Not far behind is Tijmen Elkhuysen. As a matter of fact, Tijmen Elkhuysen is quite far behind. A little bit mistaken there then. He got 0 points in round 3, that's right. He sadly got a DNF, so he's about 56 to 60 points behind Henry Poloneva. But as far as I know, Tijmen Elkhuysen has been all over the back of the leading guys, of the leading group. As Thomas Kuda getting a slowdown there that will impact his time loss massively. Needs to stay in the slipstream by whatever the cost is. Davide Coatti, oh, contact between Coatti and Julian Thijs. Will they leave each other alive? That is the question. German driver against German driver. The 999 going a little bit deep. Julian, actually Davide Coatti needing to bump the 999 a little bit, leaving each other the room though. But it's hard against hard for the wooden spoon in this first race of the third round. Davide Coatti still needing to defend against Julian Thijs. A little bit of contact there, even more contact made. Sander Kamphuis can benefit, not only a little bit, he even gains a position from Julian Thijs. And that's a 999 car. He's now completely dead last. But the fight for the wooden spoon is far from over yet, given everyone is in each other's slipstream. Sander Kamphuis wanting to try it around the outside of the Le Mans chicane. Davide Coatti is going to back out though. Oh, running a little bit wide as well. Surely that's a penalty. Surely that's contact between Julian Thijs and Davide Coatti. Indeed, Coatti getting a slowdown there. Perhaps even losing the slipstream to the 999 car. But Sander Kamphuis, he is the laughing third one. They say in Dutch, when two dogs are fighting over one bone, the third will go home. Well, Sander Kamphuis is the third, but I'm not going to do my best Louis van Gaal impression. We'll continue with the battle from first to third, given Henry Poloneva has now truly lost the slipstream. And so perhaps the battle for, or any chance to win this time around, and even in the silver category, because that's currently being led by Tijmen Elkhuysen, is completely lost for the Finnish driver. He has good company though, company in the name of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Although even Lichtenhagen can't really seem to get particularly close to Henry Poloneva. Fine margins here at Daytona Speedway. Henry Poloneva making absolutely everything, leaving no space between him, the wall, and the car itself. Perhaps the mirror was scraped a little bit. Tijmen Elkhuysen going for the outside line, a little bit higher, perhaps wanting to give himself a little bit of a slingshot. Well, it seems to be working around the outside of Nico Schiffer. Down towards the braking zone in turn 1, it's difficult to make a move. Everyone, well, I say everyone, Felix Votter defending, knowing what is happening, recognizing the situation. Now Nico Schiffer a little bit in danger. Tijmen Elkhuysen going for the move for second place. It's a little bit ambitious, but I think he's making it work so far. Felix Votter having the slipstream, Tijmen Elkhuysen needing to do it around the outside. Probably needing to back out, sticking with it, hanging in there. Down the inside in the second horseshoe, Tijmen Elkhuysen getting second place. Very well executed by the Dutchman without too much time loss. And now Tijmen Elkhuysen can get to the back again of Felix Votter. this time in second place. Well executed, and that's exactly what the Dutchman needed. And now Tijmen Elkhuizen finding himself in the promotion sandwich. But Felix Votter having the overspeed. Perhaps Elkhuizen needing to back out. Neither of them backs out. Nico Schiffer earlier on the brakes there. Wanting to reclaim that second position. But Tijmen Elkhuizen isn't having any of it. Shutting the door close. And now at the back of Felix Votter, will he go for the lead? The answer to that question is yes, contact between the two drivers. Tijmen Elkhuizen to the lead in this race with 9 minutes remaining. Halfway through, and Tijmen Elkhuizen decides he wants no further part in hanging behind. He wants to see if he can pull away Felix Votter. Very late on the brakes there, nearly kissing the rear end of Tijmen Elkhuizen. But surely Elkhuizen cannot pull away. What has happened though, because of this fighting, Henry Paraneva is back, almost back, in the slipstream of the 3 cars just ahead of him. On board with Henry Paraneva grabbing his popcorn. Surely when you're the Finnish driver on board, you hope that something might happen. And perhaps something will happen. Very nice shot there of the 3 cars coming into the Le Mans chicane. Well, Tijmen Elkhuizen will have led an entire lap of this race, unless Felix Votter will overtake the Dutchman just across the line, but he's a little bit too far, I reckon. A bit under 8 minutes to go. And will there be an attempt from Felix Votter to get back to the lead? Down on the brakes into turn 1. Tijmen Elkhuizen defending. Felix Votter can't make it around the outside. Getting the better exit though. Does that allow him to go to the inside? It doesn't. He's alongside Tijmen Elkhuizen though. Probably recognizes that it is no use to try and hang around the outside into Horseshoe 1. But Felix Votter visibly wanting the lead. The inside is there, the chance is there for Felix Votter, who was P2, trying to promote him into P1. Oh, he's going off! Felix Votter a little bit too ambitious, going off there, trying to defend his position. Tijmen Elkhuizen retaining the lead. Nico Schiffer maybe on his inside, the room is there. So Nico Schiffer surely will get back to the lead, actually take the lead for the very first time in this race. But Tijmen Elkhuizen has the higher line, has more speed coming into the Le Mans chicane, getting pushed by Nico Schiffer as well. So inside they go towards the Le Mans chicane like we've seen before. Nico Schiffer down the inside, Tijmen Elkhuizen backing out just for safety measures. But what an 8th lap here in this 20 minutes race. Tijmen Elkhuizen choosing the outside once again, wanting to get that slingshot, wanting to get that better straight line speed. But Nico Schiffer is going to get pushed by Felix Votter. And look at that, Felix Votter has already promoted himself up into P2. Can he take Nico Schiffer P1 as well? The answer to the question is yes. Henry Paraneva around the inside. Oh my god, that just went about as well as you could have asked for. Henry Paraneva with the send of the century, demoting Tijmen Elkhuizen all the way to 4th place. And now Hendrik Lichtenhagen might knock on the door as well. I said so at the beginning of this race. It's never truly over at Daytona Motor Speedway. Because once you're in the slipstream, you're still in contention of the race. And now even Hendrik Lichtenhagen is in contention of this race.
Henry Paraneva with the scent of the century. Let's see if we can have another look.
Oh, almost making contact with the rear of Nico Schiffer. But it worked out beautifully for the Finnish driver, needing to defend as well. Fantastically done. Fantastically done by the Finnish driver. And the order remains as we've just seen it, coming through turn 1. Well, what an end we're going to have to this very first race of the third round of the championship here at NXTGP. What a fantastic championship it is, and it still will be, with more rounds to come up in this championship. Nico Schiffer obviously not attacking his teammate. Into information, they exit turn 1. Time and Elka are all over the back of Henry Paraneva down the inside, doing a switchback. Oh, there's contact, and there's the drama for Henry Paraneva, getting touched at the rear by Time and Elka. Elka now needing to defend from Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Oh, that's tight. Oh, it's too tight. Oh, he might come into the lead. So, oh, touching Nico Schiffer as well. Absolute chaos into the closing stages of this race. Nico Schiffer with a bent rear wing. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Sending it down the inside of Henry Paraneva. But surely having rear wing damage, therefore aero damage, which will make him slow on the straight. I cannot believe what I've just seen.
It's all gone wrong, almost for everyone,
Except for the leader in this race. And Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Oh, side by side into the Le Mans chicane. Nico Schiffer doesn't have the grip. He's still there though.
with Henry Paraneva.
Oh,
No words. We will definitely check some replays.
and who is in P2? Hendrik Lichtenhagen. He was a hero at Spa. A fantastic podium position at Spa for him. A win at Sebring. Completely unexpectedly. He is now running P2. He was running P6 2 laps ago. Oh, Nico Schiffer on the inside of Henry Paraneva, wanting to get that podium position. Side by side they go in towards turn 2, in towards the first horseshoe. Henry Paraneva having absolutely none of it, thinking, no thank you very much.
You'll say just behind me.
Defending against Nico Schiffer. The 519. Well, Thomas Kula might actually knock on the door of both of these two. Sander Kamphuizen, oh, a fight just behind as well. Kamphuizen wanting to go for a move, thinking about it, not having the braking capacity to overtake the 999 car of Julian Thijs. What a fight.
What
Scenes have we just seen?
We'll get a little bit of a replay here.
The contact was made between Elkhuysen and Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Oh. And there goes Hendrik Lichtenhagen. I'm sure that will be reviewed by the stewards.
Let's have a little bit of a look.
Nico Schiffer here. This is the view of Nico Schiffer. Suddenly, your rear end is being touched, out of contention of the lead. And now fighting with Henry Paraneva once again. Oh, down the inside once again. Side by side they go. No room. Absolutely zero room in between Paraneva and Nico Schiffer. Schiffer wanting to get down the inside, pushing Paulo Neva. The gloves are absolutely off in his very last lap of this first 20-minute race. Nico Schiffer only has one chance to get Henry Paulo Neva to get that podium spot. It's probably going to be down at the back straight, except Henry Paulo Neva running a little bit too wide. The heartbeat of both Paulo Neva and Schiffer, heartbeat beating extremely hard, beating increasingly as they approach the finish. Felix Votter needing to go into the Lamar chicane one more time. We'll stick with this fight for a little while. Oh, the switchback for Nico Schiffer. And I don't think this might change. We'll see. But now, Felix Votter, he's seen it happening all. He's seen it all happening in his rear view mirrors. Lost the lead only once, taking it back, and now for the 5th time around he's claiming a victory here in this Porsche Super Cup Championship. Felix Votter wins, Henrik Lichtenhagen becomes second, and Nico Schiffer will get that podium position after everything has been done to him, after that awful crash. Now finishing in P3, damage limitation for Nico Schiffer. A P4 for Henry Paulo Neva, P5 for Thomas Kula. Niklas Weiler, who we haven't seen all race, together with Sander Kamphuis and Julian Thijs. What a few races, what a few battles those two drivers had. And I think something happened to Thijs because he has no front end, so I'm quite curious. Davide Coati comes home in P10, last of the finishers here. What has happened to Julian Thijs? I can't see it anymore, sadly. Well, we have a 5-minute break, and then we'll get back for hopefully an evenly entertaining race, because, well, what we've just seen absolutely does blow my mind. Well, we'll see you in about 4 minutes for the second 20-minute race here at NXTGP.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As our warm-up is almost complete. About 10 seconds to go. And then we shall find out what also the order is of this second heat. The second 20-minute race. Which will be, I reckon, even more chaotic, given purely for the fact that we have a reverse grid on our hands. We have 12 Porsche Super Cups here, so about 85% of the grid will be in a different position. This is the grid. Davide Coatti will start from pole position, followed by Julian Prien. Julian Thijs, the 999 car, who we've seen fighting with Sander Kamphuis last race, will start in P3, followed by Kamphuis, followed by Niklas Werlich, followed by Thomas Kula. Henry Paroneva will start from P7, followed by Nico Schiffer. Hendrik Lichtenhagen will start in P2, and the winner of last race, Felix Votter, will start in P10. Tijmen Elkhuizen and Luca Metzler will round off the rest of the grid. And there are the 5 lights already. Who will have the best launch? It's Coatti on the right, Julian Prien.
Green.
Both KM Motorsport cars are off the line, and away we go to the very first turn of this 20-minute race. Davide Coatti will lead the field. Oh, there's contact already between Julian Thijs and Davide Coatti. Everyone making it through turn 1. So it seems unscathed, except perhaps for the drivers just in front. Julian Thijs taking the lead of this race immediately. Niklas Werlich moving himself up to P2 already, having gained 3 position. Well, side by side, Davide Coatti and Thomas Kula go through the little kink. I hear tire screeching. I see Tijmen Elkhuizen. Was that Elkhuizen? It was indeed. Again, Tijmen Elkhuizen losing the car. What happened to the Dutchman? I can't really see what's happening there, but it looked like him going off on his own. Back to live feed. Oh, Luca Metzler off as well. We'll have a look at that shortly. Nico Schiffer already in front, actually 7 in front of Felix Votter. Side by side coming into the Le Mans chicane, not only Hendrik Lichtenhagen and Davide Coatti. Oh, Nico Schiffer as well, side by side, contact being made just a little bit. Nico Schiffer having a slowdown there, but needing to avoid Hendrik Lichtenhagen a little bit. So did Niklas Werlich and Julian Thijs side by side. Hendrik Lichtenhagen and Nico Schiffer having a penalty. Schiffer dropping all the way back. Davide Coatti dropping all the way back as well. And who goes through? Davide Coatti still in P5. Felix Votter, oh, contact again! Felix Votter almost touching the barriers there. Yes, it scales when you are starting in P10 because of these reverse grid rules. And now Felix Votter needing to pick his way through. 3 wide coming into turn 2. Everything is happening at once. Sander Kamphuis trying to move up a position. Julian Prien trying to move up a position. There we have it. Felix Votter going to the inside, making contact with Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Oh, drama for Hendrik Lichtenhagen and Felix Votter. Well, the stewards will have a lot of work to do. Let's just keep it at that for now. Impossible to see what's happening, to get a grip on what's happening even though we have only 12 cars on the grid. So much is happening. Imagine with double the cars. Thomas Kula, his rear side is his rear back end is a little bit bent as well. Oh, around the outside, over the Le Mans chicane. Thomas Kula on Julian Prien, but Prien having the better exit. But look at that, Felix Votter already there, just a little bit. Will knock on the door. What I didn't expect, Julian Thijs being still in the lead of this race. but perhaps that will change. Oh, 3 wide coming into turn 1 here. Almost 3 wide. Nico Schiffer making the most of it in P4 in front of his teammate, of course. And Davide Coatti losing places left, right and center. What's happened to the German driver? We'll see at the replay. Oh, and there is a spinner, Julian Prien, after contact. I think that was Thomas Kula, potentially a spin. So much is happening at once. I said it once before, I'll say it once again. Hendrik Lichtenhagen wanting to make his comeback with about 15 minutes remaining, 15 and a half. Can overtake Davide Coatti, almost pushing Coatti through turn 5 there, getting that position probably nice and easy. Felix Votter needing to get back in the race, needing to get the slipstream of Sander Kamphuis as quickly as possible. The man who was involved in quite some action as well, Henry Poloneva, is going to be involved in some action now as well. But he has a really solid chance on the lead, for the lead in this race, to win this race. If he can make quick work of Niklas Werle. I don't get why no one's bomb drafting each other and just hanging around the outside. Have some racecraft, guys, come on. But Henry Poloneva choosing the outside nonetheless. A switchback. It's going to cost you time regardless, but making the move stick, overtaking Niklas Werle. Probably by a little bit of a surprise move, but making the overtake stick nonetheless. Oh, Werle running wide there, providing a very nice slipstream for Nico Schiffer there, who probably wants to make quick work of this 509 just in front of him. Down the inside, surely in the second horseshoe. The answer is yes. Nico Schiffer outbraking himself by a huge mile, but Niklas Werle doing the exact same. And thus no harm was done really for Nico Schiffer. Sander Kamphuis having a little bit of a look there on the inside of P4. I didn't need to make notes because there's so much happening throughout this entire race. It's unbelievable. Niklas Werle defending from Sander Kamphuis. Oh, Kamphuis getting a pretty scuffed entry in the Le Mans chicane. Felix Votter wanting to get around all of them. It's going to be 3 wide coming into turn 1, surely. Will this end well for the German driver and the Dutch driver in between? Yes, Felix Votter, why not swoop around the outside of 2 drivers going flat out in towards turn 1. There's absolutely nothing Werle could do. And Sander Kamphuis losing a position once more. Might want to consider overtake Werle quickly. Having a little bit of a look down the inside, but it's all for naught. At the beginning of round 5. Felix Votter now chasing his teammate. His teammate chasing Henry Poloneva. And Poloneva coming towards the leader. Has the slipstream now as well. And he needs to make quick work of Julian Thijs. And pray Julian Thijs will put up a great defense against everyone except Henry Poloneva. in the slipstream. These Porsche Super Cups sometimes have a quicker straight line speed than some GT3 cars in the slipstream. Coming towards turn 1, 286, 287 is going to touch 290 kph on the main straight of Daytona, needing to get it slowed down. Oh, is that too big of an ask? It is. Sending it down the inside of Julian Thijs. That's ambitious. Absolutely ambitious by Henry Poloneva. A little bit too ambitious by the Finnish driver. One thing is for sure, Julian Thijs did not see that coming, but reacted well nonetheless. Read the situation, very clever. I managed to switch back. Henry Poloneva now trying to search an opening. Oh, getting a bit sideways of the exit of the second horseshoe. This is allowing Nico Schiffer to get closer. Is looking a little bit uncomfortably in his rearview mirror, having the sight of one Pole Promotion esports cars behind him. There will soon be two. Surely not into the Le Mans chicane. He's trying it, getting the move done as well, taking Julian Thijs there by probably a little bit of a surprise. And now Thijs holding Nico Schiffer up. And now Nico Schiffer needs to do it around the outside with his slipstream. Because Thijs has the slipstream still of Henry Poloneva. The cutoff is 1 second, which is now. This is going to be probably tight for the German driver Nico Schiffer. Seems to get past it, maybe. No, needs to do it around the outside of turn 1, which isn't impossible if you're called Nico Schiffer against Julian Thijs, needing to keep the minimum speed up, but the angle is just too sharp for Nico Schiffer to get past Julian Thijs, and Henry Poloneva is breathing a sigh of relief because the gap to Julian Thijs and Poloneva, P1 and P2, is increasing all the more if these two guys of Pole Promotion Esports do not get past. Down the inside, surely, and Julian Thijs shutting the door once more. Nico Schiffer needing to show patience at the 5.6 kilometer long track called Daytona Motor Speedway. The gap isn't really increasing to Julian Thijs and Henry Poloneva. I cannot believe. Well, actually, Nico Schiffer probably will get past him, which will allow Felix Votter to bomb draft his teammate and perhaps get past Julian Thijs as well. Oh, side by side through the Le Mans chicane. It's tight, but it's tight enough because Felix Votter is through, and that's all that matters. Because they now have 8 minutes to work with each other to catch Henry Poloneva and to crush the Finnish driver's dream of winning a race here. Julian Thijs maybe want to slow the two of them down a little bit, looking for an opportunity to get by, but finding none. Henry Poloneva, even though he's won in the silver category before, leading the silver category, hasn't won a race here. But that could all change in about 7 minutes time. Henry Poloneva, it would be good business for his championship as well, his overall championship. Currently P5 with 199 points to his name. He's 26 points behind championship leader Felix Votter. Samuel Suopanki, other Finnish driver, in P2, not attending this race, therefore will lose a lot of points. Nico Schiffer finding himself 1/10 above the current leader in the race, Henry Poloneva. So all the more reason to catch up to the Finnish driver. But the laps are ticking down. The time is ticking down as well.
Henrik Lichtenhagen getting actually passed
by Niklas Weiler.
Let's have a little bit of a replay. Well,
it didn't look difficult, and it wasn't too difficult
for
Henrik Lichtenhagen as well. The man who finished in P2 last race.
It's going to be difficult to do that once more.
We have a crash because the driver from Slovakia, Tomáš Kula, too much entry speed coming into the Le Mans chicane, perhaps clipped the curb just a little bit wrong and crashing into the barrier.
And therefore he is
running almost last. Tijmen Elkhuizen has found his way
up to P8 after that mistake he made. Julian Prien,
early in the race, crashed as well.
This is Tijmen Elkhuizen. I'm searching for Julian Prien.
There we have it, the 9:33. This is the spin.
This was the spin
with Tomáš Kula and Julian Prien, both now running last,
ironically.
What's the gap between Nico Schiffer and Henry Poloneva? Still 1.2 seconds. Perhaps it's time for Felix Walter to take the lead on this charge towards P1. And it's like I have a crystal ball. Positions being switched. Nico Schiffer demoting himself for the sake of victory. Felix Walter, 1.1 seconds is the gap now. Henry Poloneva, 1:44.5. Improving, albeit not in the slipstream. 1.1 seconds it is. Let's see if the gap can be closed down by Felix Walter. One single back straight into the slipstream can deliver you up to 3/10 if you're close enough. But when the gap stays 1.1 seconds, I'm afraid Felix Walter and Nico Schiffer won't be coming close, quite close enough to the back of Henry Poloneva
to steal
a first
race victory.
After this lap, we have 2 laps left. That means almost 2 laps left for Walter to make the difference. The exit out of the Le Mans chicane is absolutely crucial, but it seems to have worked because it's 0.9 seconds, and now Felix Walter will receive the benefit of the slipstream. You can see the gap visibly coming down 0.8 of a second,
and now Henry Poloneva knows he needs to absolutely step on the throttle
to increase his chance of winning this race. 1:44.146. The fastest lap is for Nico Schiffer. The gap is coming down oh so slowly. It's agonizing for Henry Poloneva to see your beloved 1 second gap, to see that 1 second gap being shattered almost in 2 now, because Felix Walter is only 0.7 away. It's going to be, well, he needs a masterclass. He needs a defensive masterclass from himself, Henry Poloneva. Elkhuizen still running in P8, so fight for P10 and P9. Davide Coatti for KM Motorsport. Motorsport running wide once again, and that's not helping his overall race time. Losing that position to Luca Messler. Back to the lead of this race. It's always going to be, almost in this Porsche Cup, a fight for the lead of his race. We haven't really seen a race that has been dominantly won, except for the race at Sebring, the very first race of the season, won by Felix Votter. But even that wasn't quite dominant like you expect. Ring the bell, because the last lap of this third round here at NXTGP is going to be driven right here, right now, with Henry Paraneva having his rear view mirrors absolutely full of Felix Votter and Nico Schiffer. The heartbeats are absolutely pounding, and Felix Votter is searching for the slightest chance to get that win, to get the P1, to promote himself, and to snatch away the lead of this race. To snatch away a tactical victory by Henry Paraneva. Paraneva running a little bit wide, coming out of the second horseshoe. Onto the backstretch. This is where it's going to be almost decided. Does Felix Votter have a good enough run to maybe even try it into the Le Mans chicane? Henry Paraneva trying to break the slipstream. 2/10 is the gap. He needs to be alongside it, Felix Votter. I think it's a little bit too big. I think the gap is a little bit too large. Henry Paraneva defending, needing to get a good exit, otherwise it's all over for the Finnish driver. Normally you don't want to be in the lead, because normally the man who is P2, the driver who is P2, always overtakes P1, just about on the line. Contact between the two drivers. Can Nicky Schiffer have a say in this? It's side by side towards the line. It is Henry Paraneva with his first victory, of Felix Votter with his sixth. It's going to be Henry Paraneva side by side, decided by 1 absolute millisecond. 1/1000th of a second. Felix Votter is your winner of the second race here in this third round. Henry Paraneva, heartbreak for the Finnish driver. Frustration, surely, but heartbreak all the more. Henry Paraneva losing P1 by 1/1000 of a second. It's heartbreak, and you can only feel sorry for Henry Paraneva, who's driven so brilliantly in this race, and thus to the results we will go. What elation! Oh, it says Paraneva has won here. This is absolute insanity. I've never had this ever in my life. It's 0.00. The gaps are none. 0. Absolutely 0. Apparently, Felix Votter has overtaken Henry Paraneva. You cannot make this up. It's so close. I'll replay it once more. You cannot make this up. It's close, you can't even see it with the naked eye. Perhaps I can pause it. I think I can. I can't pause, but you need to be on time. It's absolute insanity. My Delta says that Felix Votter has won. My other Delta says Paraneva has won. Well, this is going to be decided by the stewards. It's absolute elation for either Paraneva or Felix Votter. Perhaps someone can let me know who's won, because genuinely I have 2 Delta points here that tell me a different thing. Alright, well, this is going to be your end result. No confirmation yet of who is the actual winner, but as of now, the race results tell me Paulo Neva has won, but my Delta says Felix Votter has won. So join our Discord and perhaps follow our Instagram page as well to be up to date of any updates, because this has been absolutely sensational. Well, the feature race results: Paulo Neva with his very first victory. If it stands like this, Felix Votter will claim P2 by no margin, none at all, 1/1000th of a second. You probably can't even fit a thumb in there. That's how close the gap is. It's going to be the size of a mosquito. It's absolutely insane. Nicky Schiffer has seen it all. In his front view. He will finish in P3. Apparently, Hendrik Lichtenhagen is 6.8 seconds off. Nicky Schiffer finishes P3, rounding off the podium, followed by Lichtenhagen, followed by Thijs, who has driven a very well raced. Kamphuis will finish in P6, followed by Werlich, Tijmen Elkhuizen, Luca Metzler. Thomas Kula will finish in P10, Prien in P11, and Kawati will finish in P12. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an absolute incredible third round here at the NXTGP iRacing Porsche Super Cup Championship. We'll be there for the very fourth round, and thus marks the halfway point of this championship in 2 weeks at Thursday, the same time again. Let's calm down. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and on to the fourth round.